Good day everyone. In this video lesson, we will discuss about inverse variation. Our objectives illustrate situation that involves inverse variation and translate into variation statement a relationship involving inverse variation between two quantities given by a table of values, a mathematical equation, a graph, and vice versa, and also solve problems involving inverse variation. Remember, inverse variation occurs whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers whose product is constant. For quantities x and y, an increase in x causes a decrease in y or vice versa. We can say that y varies inversely as x or y is equal to k over x. The statement y varies inversely to x translate to y is equal to k over x, where k is the constant of variation. Anna lives 40 km away from the office of ABC Corporation where she works. Driving a car, the time it takes her to reach works depends on her average speed. So given the table of values, no, makikita natin yung time and yung interval ng time and then the distance. First, how do the speed and time travel affect each other? So, based on the table of values, no, sa nakikita natin, so yung distance, so increasing yung distance natin. And then, yung time natin naman, pa-decrease, pababa. Alright? So, we can say that an increase in speed produces a decrease in time in traveling. Write a mathematical statement to represent the relation between the speed and the time travel. So, how we're going to write, no? Or how we're going to represent into a mathematical statement. So, we can say that the speed, or that's the distance, is inversely proportional to the time. So, again, so what is the mathematical statement that can represent the two relation between the speed and time travel? So that speed is inversely proportional to the time. Or that is S is equal to K over T. Is there a constant number involved? Yes, there is a constant. Explain the process that you have used in finding out. So, pag tinignan natin, sabi sa definition kanina ng inverse function, if we're going to translate into equation itong mathematical statement natin, that is S is equal to K over T. So, ang tinatanong dito, kung meron bang constant number? So, sabi kanina sa definition natin, so, pag minultiply daw natin ang dalawang number, that is the constant or the relation of two variables, that is a constant. So, tingnan natin, bakit 40? So, if we're going to try, if we're going to multiply 1 times 40, the answer is 40. 4 over 5 times 50, the answer is 40. Kasi magiging ano yan? So, makakancel natin yung 50 divide 5, that is 10 times 4, that is 40. And then, 60 divide 3, that is 20 times 2, kaya 40 pa rin. So, same with 4 over 7 times 70, at sa 1 half times 80, 40 pa rin. So, yung constant natin is 40. So, another example. Write an equation for the following statement. So, given the following mathematical statement, itra-translate natin into equation. So, for example, the number of pizza slices P varies inversely as the number of person N sharing a whole pizza. So, yung number of pizza slices denoted as P, tapos yung number of person naman denoted as N. So, meron na tayong mga representation. So, kung ano yung nauna natin dito, no? dapat yan din ang mauna natin kapag ginawa natin o translate natin sa equation. Since P yung nauna natin, so kapag translate natin sa equation yan, that is P is equal to K over N. Hindi kagaya ng direct variation class, no? Sa direct variation natin, multiplication to. Okay, dito naman, into parts of division. Okay, P is equal to K over N. Kapag kinukuha natin yung constant sa natin, sa direct variation, dinidivide natin. Tama? Dito naman, multiplication. So, kapag kinuha natin yung constant, that is P times N. Another example. The length, denoted as L, of a rectangular varies inversely at its width, or denoted as W. So, since nauna yung L, so dapat yung mauna natin. So, kapag translate natin yung mathematical statement na yan, that is L is equal to K over W, where K is equal to LW, or length times width. Letter C, the mass denoted as m of an object varies inversely as the acceleration due to gravity denoted as letter G. So since m yung nauna, so mass is equal to the constant over the gravity, or where the constant mass times the gravity, or K is equal to mg. Okay. Let's try to find the constant and equation. Okay, for example number 3, find the equation and solve for the constant, or yung K natin, that is representation for a constant of variation. So y varies inversely as x, and y is equal to 6 when x is equal to 18. So again, yung hinahanap natin sa example number 3 ay equation and the constant of variation. So importante na ito makita nyo, class, kasi dito makikita nyo kung ano yung una, okay, yung start na variable na gagamitin natin. Since y, that is y is equal to k over x. So bago natin masagutan yung equation ng variation na to, kailangan natin isolve muna yung constant. So to solve the constant, that is the product of y and x. So, i-multiply lang natin. So, ano ba yung value ng x natin? That is 18. At yung y natin is 6. Then, to solve for k, that is x times y. Substitute lang natin yung mga value natin. Value ng x saka value ng y. So, that is 18 times 6. The answer is 108. So, ibig sabihin, yung constant natin is 108. So, ano ngayon ang magiging equation natin? So, balik tayo dito. Balik tayo dyan. So, y is equal to k over x. Papalitan natin ang constant ng 108. So, y is equal to 108 over x. So, ito yung equation natin. Yung constant natin dito ay 108. Another example. Suppose A varies inversely with B when B is equal to 4, A is equal to 1/2. Find the constant and equation. So, same lang yung process na gagawin natin sa example number 4 sa ginawa natin sa example number 3. So, first, since yung variable na ginamit natin dito is A and B, so yun dapat ang makikita nyo dyan. Hindi yung X and Y. Since A and B ang ginamit, so yun ang gagamitin natin. So, that is A is equal to K over B. Kasi A varies inversely with B. So, anong una natin kukunin bago makuha yung equation? Yung constant. And the constant is the product of A and B. So, what is the value of A? 1/2. And B is 4. So, multiply lang natin. That is K is equal to A over B, A times B. And then, substitute nyo lang yung value ng A at yung value ng B. That is 4 times 1/2. The answer is 2. Okay? Kasi ito, magiging 4 times 1, that is 4, divide 2, that is 2. So, balik tayo dito para makuha natin yung equation. So, A is equal to 2 over B. So, again, sa example number 4, yung constant natin ay 2. And then, yung equation natin ay A is equal to 2 over B. For example number 5, find the constant of variation and write the equation representing the relationship between the quantities of the following. So, given the table of values, kukunin natin yung constant ng variation and then kukunin rin natin yung equation. So, paano gagawin? Anong gagawin natin given the table of values? So, first, since meron tayong dalawang variable, that's y is equal to meron tayong y at saka x, so yan ang gagamitin natin. Okay? Sabi kanina that y is equal to k over x para makuha natin yung constant nitong inverse na to. Inverse variation. Okay, so paano natin kukunin? So gamit itong ordered pair, no? If x is 1, y is 2. If x is 2, y is 1. If x is 3, y is 2/3. And if x is 4, y is 1/2. So, pwede tayo mamili dito para makuha natin yung constant. Okay, so the constant is x times y. So, pwede tayong mamili. So, syempre, kunin na natin yung una. If x is 1, y is 2. So, your x is 1 and your y is 2. So, 1 times 2, the answer is 2. So, ibig sabihin, yung constant natin dito ay 2. So, kapag chinek natin, kapag minultiply natin yung pangalawa, 2 times 1, still the answer is 2. 3 times 2/3, still the answer is 2. Kasi makakancel yung 3, so maiwan yung 2. Kalahati ng 4, that is 2. So, ibig sabihin, ang constant natin dyan ay 2. Paano natin kukunin ngayon yung equation? Okay, balik tayo dito. So, papalitan lang natin yung k natin ng value natin na nakuha. So, that is y is equal to 2 over x. Okay? So, sa problem na to, ang constant natin ay 2 at yung equation natin ay y is equal to 2 over x. So, ulitin ko lang, pwede kayo mamili dito, no? Pwede kayo mag-select, okay? Pwedeng ito or pwedeng yan pag kukunin yung constant. Alright? Another example, we have if your x is 2, your y is 36. If your x is 4, y is equal to 18. If your x is 6, y is equal to 12. If your x is 8, y is equal to 9. So, paano natin kunin yung constant of variation and then yung equation? So, same process. So, nauna dito sa left side natin that y is equal to kx, and to compute the constant, imumultiply lang natin yung x and y natin. So, our x is 36 and our x is 2 and y is 36. So, multiply lang natin and that is 72. So, ibig sabihin, pag minultiply natin yung pangalawa at pangatlo at pang-apat, makukuha natin is 72. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung equation natin dito, that is y is equal to 72 over x. So, pinalitan lang natin yung value ng k natin ng 72. So, sa problem na to, our constant is 72 and yung equation natin, y is equal to 72 over x. For example number 6, if y varies inversely as x and y is equal to 10, when x is equals to, find y when x is equal to 10. Okay, so ano daw yung value ng y kapag yung x natin ay 10? So, of course, dito muna tayo mag-focus. Okay? Saka natin gawin tong sa last part ng statement natin. So, focus muna tayo. Since ang y ang nauna, that is y varies inversely as x. So, ano ulit yung unang step? Kunin natin yung constant para makuha natin yung equation. So, para makuha natin yung constant, imumultiply lang natin yung x and y natin. So, yung x natin dito is 2 and yung y natin is 10. So, multiply xy. So, 2 times 10, the answer is 20. So, ibig sabihin class, yung constant natin ay 20. So, balik tayo dito that our equation is y is equal to 20 over x. Papalitan lang natin yung k ng 20. So, yung constant natin ay 20. Yung equation natin is y is equal to 20 over x. Ngayon, tinatanong, what is the value of y kapag yung x natin ay 10? Since meron na tayong equation class, meron na tayong equation, pwede na natin makuha yan. Madali na lang sa atin kunin yung value ng y. Paano? Isa-substitute na lang natin yung value ng x dito sa equation natin. So, using the equation, y is equal to 20 divide 10. Saan nanggaling yung 10? So, ito yon sa given natin, no? 20 divide 10, the answer is 2. So, ibig sabihin, if x is 10, the value of y is 2. Another example. If y varies directly as x and y is equal to 1/3 when x is equal to 18, find the value of y when x is equal to 2. So kapag ganito yung problem class na ma-encounter natin, so saka nyo ito masasagot kapag kinuha muna natin, makukuha muna dapat or kunin nyo muna dapat yung constant at equation. Okay? Para masagutan natin to, makuha natin yung value ng y. So same process dito sa example number 6, that y is equal to k over x. And first, we need to find the value of constant by multiplying the our x and y, the value of x and y. So x is 18, y is 1/3. So kukunin ng constant by multiplying, then substitute yung value ng x and y. So 18 times 1/3, that is 6. Paano nangyari yon? 18 times 1, that is 18. Divide 3, the answer is 6. So, ibig sabihin, yung constant natin ay 6. So, balik tayo dito para makuha natin yung equation. So, that is y is equal to 6 over x. So, ngayon, since meron na tayong equation class, madali na lang kunin natin yung value ng y kapag ang x daw natin ay 2. Again, ang tanong dito ay, what is the value of y if your x is 2? Since nakuha na natin yung equation natin, isa-substitute na lang natin yung value ng x natin dito. So, 6 divide 2, so y is equal to 3. So, ibig sabihin class, if your x is 2, y is equal to 3. Okay, for the application of inverse function in real life situation, so for example, we have this problem. We have a crew of 12 can build a hut in 8 days. How long would it take a crew of 4 to build the same hut? So, mas maganda na i-represent natin, no, yung problem, kung ano yung statement na nandito, i-represent natin into variable para mas mabilis natin makuha kung ano yung masagot yung tinatanong. So, i-represent natin, so let y as the number of days to build a hut. Okay, so, kung yung number of days to build a hut, that is 8 days. At yung x naman, the number of crew, and that is 12. So, that is y is equal to k over x. Kunin muna natin yung constant natin, and that is x times y. So, sa unang statement natin, crew of 12 can build a hut in 8 days. So, ibig sabihin yung value ng y natin dyan, that is, the number of days? 8, no? So, ibig sabihin yung y natin is 8, yung x natin is 12. Then, multiply lang natin. So, 8 times 12, the answer is 96. Ibig sabihin, that is our constant. So, yung constant natin ay 96. After that, kunin natin yung equation ng variation. So, balik tayo dito. Papalitan lang natin yung k ng nakuha nating value ng constant. That is y is equal to 96 over x. So, balik na tayo ngayon dun sa tanong. How long would it take a crew of 4 to build the same hut? So, since meron na tayong equation class, and ang representation natin, no, yung number of crew, that is the value of x. So, isa-substitute lang natin dito sa equation natin para makuha natin kung ano yung tanong, how long would it take a crew of 4 build the same hut. So, para makuha natin yung sagot. So, yung x natin dyan is 4 at kukunin natin yung value ng y, o yung number of days to build a hut. So, using the equation, substitute lang natin yung x natin, yung 4 natin dun sa x sa equation. So, 96 divide 4, y is equal to 24. So, ibig sabihin, it will take 24 days for a crew of 4 to build a hut. Another application, the number of hours denoted as T required to finish a certain job varies inversely as the number of persons denoted as N on the job. If 16 persons require 18 hours to finish the job, how long would it take 64 persons to finish the job? Since meron tayong representation na, no? May representation tayo ng number of hours that is T and yung number of person that is N. So, yan ang gagamitin natin instead na X and Y. So, T is equal to K over N. So, kunin muna natin yung constant natin. So, that is K is equal to T times N. Yung T natin dito is number of hours. So, ilan yun? 18 hours. And then, yung N natin is number of persons. So, 16 times 18, the answer is 288. So, that is the constant. So, ibig sabihin yun yung value ng constant natin. 288. So, ano magiging equation natin? So, T is equal to 288 over N. So, ngayon, makukuha na natin to. How long would it take 64 persons to finish the job? So, ilang oras kaya yan? So, substitute natin. If your N is 64, ano yung magiging number of hours? No? Matapos nila yon. So, using the equation, 288 divide 64, y is equal to 4.5 or 4 hours and 30 minutes. Okay? It quiz time. So, pwede kayong mag-ready ng papel at ballpen and then try to answer the 5 questions. So, it is a multiple choice. So, pwede nyong i-pause and play yung video lesson na to para yung i-pause yung tanong and saka nyo i-play kapag may sagot na kayo. Okay? Para ma-practice din kayo. For question number 1, the speed R of a moving object is inversely proportional to the time T traveled is written as A, R is equal to KT, B, or C, that is T is equal to KR, and letter B, R is equal to K over T, and letter D, R over K is equal to R. Okay, so the answer is letter B. Question number 2. Which of the following describes an inverse variation? Letter A, so using the table of values, if your x is 2, your y is 5. Your x is 3, your y is 10 over 3. If your x is 4, your y is 5 over 2. And if your x is 5, your y is 2. For letter B, if your x is 1, y is 5. If your x is 2, y is 10. If x is 3, y is 15. If x is 4, y is 20. Letter C, if x is 40, y is equal to 8. If x is 30, y is 6. If x is 20, y is 4. If x is 10, y is 2. And letter D, if your x is 4, y is 2. If x is 8, y is 4. If x is 10, y is 5. And if x is 12, y is 6. Alright, so the answer is letter A. For question number 3, if y varies inversely as x and y is equal to 1/3 when x is equal to 8, find y when x is equal to -4. Letter A, -2/3. B, 2/3. C, -32 over 3. Letter D, 32 over 3. Okay, the answer is letter C. For question number 4, if 3 men can do a portion of a job in 8 days, how many men can do the same job in 6 days? Letter A, 7. B, 6. C, 5. D, 4. Okay, so the answer is letter D. Okay, for the last question, the number of days needed in repairing a house varies inversely as the number of men working. It takes 15 days for 2 men to repair the house. How many men are needed to complete the job in 6 days? A. 5 men. B. 6 men. C. 15 men. And letter D. 20 men. Okay, so the answer is letter A. Okay, I hope you get the correct answer. You get a perfect score. So, congratulations in advance. You can share your score in our comment section sa video lesson na to. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button para updated kayo for more video tutorial. This is your guide in learning your math lesson, your Wow Math channel.